I'm Ashley Strauss-Martin, General Counsel for the New Mexico Association of Realtors, and I'm here today to discuss changes to two NMAR forms. This is part one in a three-part series, so be sure to watch the other videos when you can. The revised forms will be available in the Incident Library on or about September 20th. The first change is to Form 1106, the Exclusive Right to Sell Listing Agreement. We've added a new paragraph 8C that addresses offer letters. An offer letter is sometimes called a love letter. It's a letter written by a buyer interested in purchasing a home that describes personal information about the buyer and often includes reasons why the buyer wishes to purchase the home and/or why the seller should sell the home to that particular buyer. Sometimes the offer letter will include a photograph of the interested buyer and/or their family. In a competitive market, offer letters may assist a seller in determining to whom the seller wishes to sell. However, paragraph 8C cautions sellers in accepting offer letters. Recall that the Federal Fair Housing Act, as well as the New Mexico Human Rights Act, prohibits discrimination against buyers based on their inclusion in a certain protected class. Examples of protected classes include race, religion, gender, and familial status. A comprehensive list of classes protected under state and federal law is included in paragraph 15 of the listing agreement. Offer letters may include personal facts about a buyer that would indicate to a seller that the buyer falls into one of these protected classes. If when a seller decides not to sell their property to the buyer who wrote the offer letter, that buyer may believe that the reason the seller rejected the buyer's offer was because the buyer was a member of one of those protected classes. This could lead to the buyer filing a discrimination complaint against the seller. After explaining the pros and cons of offer letters in paragraph 8C, the seller is then asked to indicate if they wish to receive offer letters from buyers. If a seller indicates that they do not wish to accept offer letters, the seller's request could be included in the agent-only remarks of the MLS, or otherwise conveyed to the buyer or buyer's broker should the issue arise. The second revised form is the General Addendum, Form 5101. Since as long as I've been with NMAR, there's been a lot of confusion among brokers over whether you should use an amendment or an addendum when adding or changing something in a purchase agreement. The two forms, the General Amendment, Form 5108, and the General Addendum, Form 5101, have been in the Forms Library since before my time with NMAR, and we have traditionally used the amendment to change something in an existing purchase agreement, and the addendum to add language to an offer when it's being submitted. This is a perfectly acceptable way to distinguish them. However, the problem has been that brokers become convinced that only an addendum can be used before formation of a contract, and only an amendment can be used after formation of a contract. If the wrong form is submitted, brokers have been known not to accept the form, or if they accept it, they believe that because the wrong form was submitted, it somehow compromises the legal validity of the form or substance therein. From a legal perspective, an addendum can be used to change language, add language, and remove language from a contract, just as an amendment can be. So to eliminate the debate and any conflict or confusion that may arise because we have the two forms, we have combined the two forms into one, Amendment Addendum, Form 5101. Form 5108 is being removed from the Forms Library. If you have questions about these forms or any NMAR form, please contact me on the NMAR Legal Hotline. This concludes part one of this three-part series. Be sure to watch part two, in which I'll cover changes to the backup contract, and part three, in which I cover the seller's notification of multiple offers, the form that will replace the invitation to offer. Thank you.